all know that the double standard is the gold standard when it comes to men and women, especially in the music industry. But when Megan said these niggas hate on BBLs but be walking around with the same scars, she really ate them up with that. Hi my loves, it's your related girl from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I'm coming to you all with some commentary about misogyny, hip-hop, rap music, double standards. I don't know, the things that we like to get into, okay? I think that there's so much controversy when it comes to men and women in rap music and hip-hop, how the rap girlies are beefing, how the black men beef, and just all of these different things. I think it's so nuanced. Undoubtedly, hip-hop is a male-dominated industry, with the exceptions for people like a Nicki Minaj, and dare I say it, girl, Lauryn Hill, child. I hate to mention her, but you know, it is what it is. You cannot deny women's impact on rap culture. You just can't. So I decided to talk about it in a more structured way. And girl, when I say I'ma try, I'ma really try. But you know I like to blame, okay? So let's get into a few things. Before I hop into it though, I'm gonna ask for you to go ahead and hit the like button for me. I'd really greatly appreciate that. It's free. It helps me to continue to grow the platform. You know, I'm switching things up a little bit, and considering the platform is a place where conversations like these are never on the forefront, especially coming from women who look like me. It's important for us to each one teach one and do our part, bitch. Do your part, home. And make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're into this type of commentary, okay? Go ahead and subscribe and join the community. It's just really, really simple, really, really easy, and really tea. Okay, thank you, sister. On a recent episode of Hot Ones, Doechii was asked by one of her girlfriends, what's a red flag when it comes to a man? And Doechii jokingly wrote on a whiteboard, or maybe not jokingly, a straight man. Now, I thought it was funny. The girlfriend thought it was funny. We all thought it was funny. However, I noticed that men were not laughing. Men did not have the same a hee, a ha ha that I did. And it's something to be said about that. Girl, the niggas was mad. They was mad, okay? And I really just didn't understand why. And it wasn't until I had conversations with a few men in my family who are, you know, rap heads, okay? These are hip hop heads who all loved Doechii, who all sang her praises, who all was really excited about her most recent wins, and she really be rapping. But they all, almost all of them, talked about you know, how they couldn't really get with her in this whole gay thing. They couldn't really understand how she wasn't into real men, and why is she pushing that narrative. Like they all, almost all, and I'm talking about, you know, 30s, 50s, and older, they all loved and sang her praises, but they collectively just could not seem to understand it, just could not compute how she was not interested and attracted to, or at least from her public persona, interested in a straight man. And it made me want to have a deeper look as to what exactly were they saying. And I know that it's probably rooted in an ego strike. I mean, like, clearly, I'm a straight black heterosexual man. Of course you want me, black bitch. But, you know, I think it's also something that's making their skin crawl. It's making them feel overlooked, undesired. I don't know. It's a position that a lot of black men maybe don't find themselves in too often. And I wanted to talk about that today. And then also, it doesn't help that she is a beautiful girl, but she's dark skinned. She is supposed to want to be coupled with a black man who, you know, has all of these masculine norms and all of these things. So what is it about this that makes them feel like they're not desirable? Okay, nerve of that mother. I feel like that was the energy I was getting. Meanwhile, we literally have decades upon decades of men degrading, berating, okay, any woman in their sight, okay? Bitches ain't it but hoes and drink. I mean, we can go down the list, okay? What's my favorite word? Like, we can go, what did I say? We can go rim for rim, man. Like, we can go track for track on this. And I just feel like, why is it an issue when women say things that maybe men are uncomfortable with? When we have dealt with, I want a light skin, thick, red bone, dark bitches with black butts. We done dealt with all of this shit for years. But when she say one little thing, y'all are all upset. So this brings me to my first point of how misogyny is so deep rooted in hip hop, rap culture, and the music industry. Let's get into it, shall we? Introducing the ugly privilege. When Biggie Smalls said, Heartthrob never, black and ugly as ever. However, I say coochie down to the socks, rings the split lip rocks. He ate that up, but he wasn't telling the lie. Okay, Biggie Smalls was a rapper who was adorned and showered with love because he is a staple in the rap culture and rap music. However, he is an unconventional man in the industry. He understood that his aesthetic was not average. And he used that in a whole bunch of very clever ways, which we can get into at another time. But he understood that his access to money, power, and respect, y'all see what I did, was able to afford him a different life. You know, it was able to afford him an enhancement even with his, you know, creative abilities and talents. His looks were almost obsolete, honestly. In fact, he famously talked about, you know, not liking the women of Escape. He said that he much rather F-U-C-K RuPaul than one of the girls in Escape. I mean, like, that says a lot, okay? That's saying very much something. Not only was Biggie, you know, linked to some of the baddest in the game, I'm talking Faith Evans before Stevie J. You know, I'm talking about Lil' Kim before the surgeries. I know that there's a gang of women who are in their late 40s, early 50s, somewhere secretly reminiscing about that late night that they had with rapper B.I.G., you know, at some point during their prime. I'm sure he was collecting them hoes like, you know, Thanos and the Infinity Stones. I am almost sure of it. Especially if he was over there with Diddy's camp, girl, come on now. You see, when it comes to rappers like Biggie Smalls or hell, even Heavy D, looks are obsolete. The size really doesn't matter, okay? It's about the charm. It's about the charisma. It's about the it factor. Dare I say the talent. It's about the talent only. It's about how you can string those words together, how many double entendres, how can you flow into this beat that's sampling the Isley Brothers and make us all feel good. Because that's what art is about, right? Not if you're a woman. Not if you a woman, okay? That don't matter, baby girl. Despite your talent, creative expression, creative vision even, you have to consider your looks in order to be accepted, you know, in order to have a quicker acceleration. Look at somebody like an Ice Spice, and I ain't trying to throw no shots or daggers, but baby, me and you right now can make up a rap better than some of that shit, honestly. But because she has the looks, it's okay. Women are still required to have a certain level of sex appeal for both men and women. The men want you to be sexy so they can objectify you and fantasize about you and, you know, aspire to have a woman like you. Women, similarly, they still objectify a woman, right? Ooh, why she wear that outfit? Oh my God, oh, her body's this, that, and the third. And it's something for us to look forward to. You are aspirational to the average woman. So you get it from both ends. Let's be clear. We're not going to just bash men because women definitely play a part in how this system works, right? I think someone like a Missy Elliott is a perfect example. I mean, we give and love on Missy Elliott. We give her flowers, we give her things because she is deserving. Make no mistake about it, Missy Elliott is deserving of all the things that she's ever gotten and probably a little bit more. I mean, you had to be there. I can only imagine what hearing past that Dutch, you know, sounded like in a club in early 2000s. You get what I'm saying? Like I can, and then the music videos alone, I don't want to go off on no tangent, but Missy deserves her things. But she talked about how she had to, you know, she maybe wasn't taken seriously because people didn't know how to market her as a bigger plus size brown skinned woman. Because, you know, up until then it was like, you know, you have to be sexy, cool, salt and pepper, and, you know, the little whatever. So it was different for her and they didn't know what kind of box to fit her in. And she obviously used it to her advantage and was able to move past those things. But imagine not having the contributions that came from someone like a Missy Elliott because she's not a size 2 and she didn't get the work done, okay? And she don't want to show you her titties. Imagine. And even today, like, Missy has changed her look and style. I think that she has some medical things going on with her. But even when she's like, you know, posting her stuff now, people will be like, oh my God, the men, oh my God, that's Missy Elliott? Oh, I didn't even know that was her. Oh wow, she could probably, as if they even have a chance, okay? But it's just like, there's still that undercurrent of, girl, Like, I didn't know he was like that. He was big before, but I with you now. And it's like, she's Missy Elliott. Put some in respect. But she is a woman in the music industry. And so regardless of wherever she is in her career, we are still going to judge her more harshly than we do a man. Even someone like Kodak Black and Lil Wayne infamously talks about, you know, how they don't like, I like a, when you see me, I'm gonna have a white wife. They don't want anything to do with black women or women who resemble them. They have to be lighter, whiter, more exotical as they come, because that's what they think is desirable. But look at what you look like. Honestly, both of them look like two smoked out crackheads right now today. You know, and Lil Wayne, he just was pitching the bench for not getting the Super Bowl. He can't even keep up with a simple voice exercise. Fa la 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 la, like, girl, winded, blowing. What are we talking about? The nerve and audacity of a man, right? So we have these people, celebrities like Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. Hell, even let's just say Post Malone. These are unconventional men who still understand that he can make music, and that's all, and that's it. Kodak Black don't gotta do nothing but be black and addicted to crack. And we're all gonna, oh my God, he's so great, he's so great, he's so great. And also in the meantime, degrading women that look and resemble him and his family members. Make no mistake. There's so many women that have talent and beauty, even unconventional beauty, who are deserving to have spotlights on them, right? But they just simply won't, because they don't have the initial draw and the reaction from the people based on what they look like. Men don't really have that problem. Rick Ross can come on here and talk about, you know, I lost some weight or whatever. You know, shout out to them pears. Shout out to them pears, all right, Rick Ross.
I eat pears now and shit like that. Shout out to all the pear.
And a woman can come on and gain 5 pounds, and it's a think piece on everybody's TikTok page in the shade room talking about, oh, so and so looks thick and she needs to dress more appropriately for her body type. I'm just saying she cute, but she gaining weight. Like, did you not see DJ Khaled? Hello? And this is the same reason why we have Dream Doll, who is 2 seconds out of labor and delivery, you know, on a treadmill and dressed in her finest clothing in her basement somewhere, talking about my comeback body, my snatchback, my postpartum body, because she understands and knows the pressures that she's on. Sure, every woman wants to have a moment of, you know, I'm gonna snatch it back, I'm gonna come back, this, that, and the third. We all go through that bit, let's be clear. But I know that she understands she's on a different level of pressure, given that she is a woman and a woman who occupies a music space and an influencer space, but that's a different conversation. But the pressure is on for mama. That's why she walking around, look at my comeback body, 2 days out of the delivery room. The BBL and surgery hypocrisy. The funniest thing about this to me is a man trying to out a woman for getting work done on her body. But they're also the same men who lust after these women with said body. Like, apparently this is boy math. Okay, and boy math never seems to add up. I remember when Partisan, and it's okay if y'all don't remember him, this is Megan's old thing, basically outed her for having liposuction. This is right when she started getting really serious in the gym, her body started coming together, and I'm like, wow. You know, how mean, how rude for you to try to out this lady. And there were so many people talking about her body. Do you think that she really did it because, you know, she was natural, this, that, and the third? And it's like, were you mad she didn't pay for your procedure? But why would you out her on that? But the truth is, women get work done in secret because they know that they are supposed to have this image of being, like, you know, realistic, but it's still unattainable. But you can't know that I got this done at the surgery office. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to men, it's a fleeting story. We've been hearing rumors and circulation about Moneybagg Yo and his liposuction. I don't see not near one think piece on it. Now, this might be the first one, as a matter of fact. And I won't even hardly say it's a think piece, girl. But you get my point. I can't remember how many conversations we had about who got what, and, you know, people breaking down celebrity symmetry of faces, and she had the lip filler here, and Beyonce got a BBL, this, that, and the third. But we almost never dissect men in that way. A woman, we can dissect her down to her eyelash. Okay, is she wearing individuals or clusters? But when it comes to men, and we see, especially men like Drake, who is literally walking around with etch-a-sketch abs, and nobody even says anything. I mean, Kanye West has come out and said he had several rounds of liposuction, knowing that his mom got gastric bypass. Damn, I didn't even mean to say that. Not gastric bypass, girl. Damn, that was That was not me being mean. That was literally an honest mistake. The lady got gastric bypass and ended up passing away. And you mean to tell me you rode your big fat ass up there and got lipo anyway? Make it make sense. And even when it comes to someone like Summer Walker, who clearly has gotten some work done. I mean, it is what it is, sister. She's gotten the work done. They liken her to the new trans girls, or they say that she have the surge look, which I'm not shading. It is what it is. The surge look it is in. Some of these trans girls got good work. Okay, good work. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to illustrate how easy it is to pick apart these women, okay? And these are the same women that, again, the men lust after. You know, natural born women and trans women right now. It's a favorite rapper right now busting down a trans girl who has the surge look, but then go on to social media like, oh, Summer Walker looks like a blah, blah, blah. But you was just busting one down. So which one is it, girl? Like, I don't get it. You know why I don't get it? Boy math, okay? That's why. And I know I say like girl and boy a lot. Someone had left a comment. I want to address that right now. I'm not doing that to be rude or mean or misgender anybody or even make a man feel uncomfortable, because I do think that men should be included in on these conversations, because a lot of times women aspire to be these kind of things because they are male-centered. They do it for the male gaze, they do it for male attention, and they do it to be chosen by a man. So I think it's important for us to include men on these conversations. And I'm not saying sister to be this, that, and the third. It's just that a lot of women are over here. You know what I'm saying? It's a large demographic of women who are here. And the ones that are not, they are okay with me calling them sis. Like, you know, it is what it is. But I'll make a conscious effort to say that I'm not trying to be like, oh, this is only for girls. This is for the niggas, strictly for the niggas. All right. But I do think that there's something to be said about us including men in on these conversations, because y'all say, oh, I want this, that, and the third, but then y'all choose different types of women who has all the work done, and then you are upset about the women who don't. Like, it's you have to include the men, because I do believe that there needs to be a gap, a closing of a gap, so that way we can have honest conversations. Now, I'm not making this video for the male-centered woman. That's not me. I'm not here to talk to her, although there is a space for us to talk about that, right? There is a space for us to talk about that, but in this video I'm not. But I do think that men play a huge part. So hearing these conversations is good for you all, because then you can understand and know your power and how you can better wield it. Right? And affirming, you know, women who don't have the aesthetic, who don't have the BBL, and showing the love to all women, regardless if they're natural BBL or not. You know, and not just saying it because it's cool and it's popular and it might make you go viral, but say it and mean it by your actions and how you partner. Okay? Now let's get into my last point. Aging and beauty standards. I recently made a video about Nivea, and I was so pissed off about that, because why would y'all tear Nivea up like that? I just do not like how y'all handle people. We have this bad habit of picking and choosing which celebrity woman to be a fan of and which one we don't really care for, and I don't like that so bad. But anyway, go check that video out if you're interested in that. But you know, this goes beyond music. This goes beyond hip-hop, rap, you know, the entertainment industry in general. You know, men get a couple of gray hairs and all of a sudden they're gray foxes, right? Or silver foxes. You know, they have a baby and now they're dilfs. You know, now they got the dad bods and everything like this. And if a woman sees a little line on her face somewhere, you know, all of a sudden it's Botox ads everywhere, you know, just exasperating those insecurities. And it's just so apparent that you almost can miss it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the sign be so big in your face that you don't even know that you're seeing it. You just gotta take a step back and be like, damn, this is a big ass sign in front of me. Female rappers are expected to look 25 years old for the rest of their rap career. This is why when we see Nicki Minaj trying to, you know, maybe twerk one of her extended clips, she tried to maybe, you know, twerk one of those little extendo packs in the back. The immediate response is, oh my God, you're too old for this. You're just so over this. You're just too old for this. Meanwhile, we got Future running around, 42 years old, same age as Nicki Minaj, you know, and he's on everything moving and smoking. Broken family every new year. Tricking off every month. New stripper bitch every day. Nobody says nothing. Oh, Future the greatest. He the greatest. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Drake is another one. Drake is 40 years old. Drake ain't have no business Not nobody's business carrying on with Lotto's baby sister who was only 20 years old. Any bitch that's 18, he's on it. Why? You know what I'm saying? And this goes into why women who are aging and 25, 35, whatever, feel like, oh, I have to keep this a second, because you PDFs, I'm gonna let it breathe. You PDFs go after that. Again, male-centered women. Look, y'all, we can't control the public. I understand that. But we all make up the public. We all make, you know, the collective consciousness, right? And so I just urge us in our real life, in our everyday life, on a one-to-one human level, be kinder, be nicer, be more understanding, because what we do in our real life, you know, will translate over into social media, because this is just an extension and a reflection of that. Okay, let's be more mindful how we show up in our real lives, how we show up in social media, the media we consume, how we consume it, how we engage with it, so that way we can start to see the effects of the changes that we're making in our real life, and we can see that, you know, go to other areas in other directions. And let's be clear, if you are a woman who is navigating this world, you understand easily and quickly how beauty and aesthetics plays a part in how you are perceived, how you're treated, even how you're protected, right? You know, you have to understand the nature of the game. You have to understand even the players on the board, girl. I'm not telling you to be like whatever, but let's be clear. We know that these things play a part in how our quality of life will be. So I'm not saying come out here outside and just do whatever, don't give a damn. I'm just urging us all to put more emphasis on our inner beauty, on our inner value, because anything can happen at the drop of a, like, girl, you can go outside right now, get struck by lightning, mauled by a dog, and the thing that you value the most, the thing that you think brings you the most value, could be gone in an instant. And then who are you then? How are you showing up then? And I think we see this a lot in just everyday life. We see a girl who's, you know, beautiful and she has all of these things, but you have a conversation with her and, you know, she sounds like a middle schooler, you know, fucking 14-year-old, 12-year-old little girl. Like, bitch, I don't give a damn about no clique, girl. You know, I don't care about that. And that's because she has done no work on herself or personal development. She's only concerned about the outward appearance. And a lot of women, you know, whether you fall and you're male-centered or you're not, or you like niggas or you don't, whatever. A lot of women fall short on this because they put so much emphasis on their outward beauty and their outward expression, and their inner worth, inner beauty never truly catches up to what the outward efforts have been yielding. Girls will do whatever, okay? Y'all out here on the gym for a nigga. Y'all out here eating better for a nigga. Y'all out here kegeling and cooking and doing all that. It's all for a man. It's all so you get chose. It ain't for you. Now, the ones that you are doing it for you, if you're truly doing it for you, then you already know how important your own personal value, your own personal worth is. One is not bigger than the other. It's a balance. So ladies, please be mindful of just putting effort into your outward appearance, because the world is going to tell us you're getting old, you're getting fat, you're getting ugly, you got this, you got that. And we have to be strong enough within our own mind, within our own consciousness, within our own body to understand these people are ignorant. These people don't know what the fuck they talking about. These people are connected to the algorithm, so they're just spewing out whatever the algorithm is telling them to do. And these people don't know who the fuck you are. Period, and a point blank. Do you think that the double standards and misogyny in hip hop, do you think that we can ever get to a point where it won't be a thing? Or do you think that we just have to change our mindsets? I'm curious to know what you think, okay? Also too, drop down in the comments. Let me know if you made it to the end of the video. This adds a little sugar into my life, a little splendor into my life. Drop down in the comments and type boy math, so I know it's a little sweet treat for me later for me to like, oh my god, thank you so much. And let me know what you think about this. Do you think that, you know, double standards are lessening? Do you think that it's the same? Do you think that we can really see a difference? Let me know. I'll be lurking as always, okay? I'm out of here as always. I'm sending you much love and much light, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.